I've read everything that you should read if you want to do a serious character analysis of Kamala Harris. I've read through her biography, skimmed through it, not all of it. I also read the 3 major books about the Biden administration. I read through 4 of the major books about the 2020 election. I read through the major news articles about Kamala Harris, and it strikes me that there is one overwhelming personality profile that just jumps out at me again and again and again, because in large part I can empathize with it, and that is the trait of insecurity. Right? If you had to boil down a decoding of Kamala Harris to one trait, it would be insecurity, and that's what drives her to blame other people for her own problems. That's why she's been unable to maintain a coherent staff, why people find her abusive to work for, because when you work for her, you try to prepare her, and she doesn't do the work necessary. Then she gets publicly humiliated, and then she blames her staff for her own public humiliation. Now, you may be a deeply insecure person, such as I have been through much of my life, and you're not going to be insecure in all situations. All right, you may be insecure about your looks or your hair or your laugh, all right? But you may be secure about your performance at work, or it may be one element of your performance at work, say technology, that makes you insecure, but other elements of your performance at work you feel pretty solid about. So right now, Kamala Harris is riding a wave. She has money, she has momentum, she has the news media behind her. And so in this kind of giddy situation, she's highly unlikely to be overwhelmed by feelings of insecurity. But I can guarantee you at a certain point, Kamala Harris is going to melt down. She may, however, be able to keep it together through the election, right? United States may very well elect Kamala Harris as the next president of the United States. Then once she gets into power, right, her insecurity and her tendency to want to blame other people for her own problems, right? The troubles created by her own laziness, lack of conscientiousness. That's another thing that comes through analyzing Kamala Harris's career, is a lack of conscientiousness and a disordinate trust in her own charisma and abilities, right? A trust that goes beyond the evidence. So many ways she has a similar personality profile to Donald Trump. But right now, everything's going well for her, and the media adulation may well carry her through to victory in November. But at a certain point, reality will kick in, and you'll get to see Kamala Harris's insecurities revealed.
It took Kamala Harris just 2 days to essentially clinch the Democratic nomination after Joe Biden bowed out, and the media have been, well, cheering her on ever since. The mainstream press, fueled by Democratic leaks, have been pushing the president to step aside, which he did, for the record, 1 hour and 45 minutes after our program ended last Sunday. And many journalists and commentators instantly embraced the vice president as their new champion, who, of course, would break several barriers. Now, this is as Donald Trump is just starting to pound away, painting Harris as a loony left-winger and, naturally, tying her to the Biden record. Look at the coverage.
The excitement among women is very clear. The excitement among black women, through the roof. The excitement among the black community, huge.
The fantasy is going to be the media narrative machine. That narrative will tell you Kamala is absolutely amazing, historic, and she's going to show Trump to be old and racist. As time goes by, you will see the flaws, the weirdness, until you realize, holy hell, she's a basket case.
They're just so excited. They're so energized. It's historic. It's also, many people believe, all that's standing between the United States and a very, very dark place for this country.
A lack of a likability issue, inauthenticity issue that we saw with Hillary Clinton as well. She also disconnects from working voters. I mean, this is a San Francisco liberal. There's a strategy behind